What if I told you the biggest financial mistake most young adults make isn't spending too much, but not owning enough? Stop waiting for life to happen to you. It's time to build a future where you call the shots, where financial freedom isn't a pipe dream, but your reality. Today, we're unlocking the secrets to acquiring 5 game-changing assets that will set you up for lasting wealth and security long before you even hit your mid-30s. This isn't just about money. It's about buying yourself options, peace of mind, and the life you've always dreamed of. Let's dive in. You're young, full of energy, and maybe a little overwhelmed by the sheer volume of financial advice out there. Maybe you see friends hitting milestones, buying homes, traveling, starting businesses, and you feel like you're constantly playing catch-up. That feeling is real, but it doesn't have to define your future. The truth is, the most powerful thing you can do for your financial well-being is to start acquiring assets, and start doing it now. Not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Because time, as we'll see, is your most valuable ally in this game. We're talking about tangible and intangible things that put money in your pocket, save you money, or grow in value over time without you having to trade all your hours for dollars. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about strategically positioning yourself for a lifetime of financial strength. And the good news? You don't need to be a millionaire to begin. All you need is the right information and the drive to act. Let's kick things off with what many consider the bedrock of wealth building: real estate. Owning a piece of the earth isn't just about having a roof over your head. It's about planting a flag in your financial future. Imagine this. You're currently paying rent. Every single month, that money disappears into your landlord's pocket, building their equity, not yours. Now picture yourself owning. That monthly payment, at least a portion of it, is going towards paying down your own principal, building your equity. This is huge. The benefits are clear. First, stability. No more worrying about rent hikes or being asked to move by a landlord. Second, equity growth. Over the long term, real estate tends to appreciate. While there are market fluctuations, historically, property values climb. This means the asset you bought for X can be worth significantly more later, sometimes without you doing anything more than living in it. Think about the average home in the US, for instance. According to the National Association of Realtors, the median existing home sales price rose year over year for 153 consecutive months, marking almost 13 straight years of gains. That's a powerful trend. Third, potential for rental income. Even if you start with your own home, you might eventually house hack, rent out a spare room or convert a duplex. Or, down the line, you could buy investment properties, turning real estate into a consistent cash flow generator. Now, I know what you're thinking, but the housing market is insane. How can I even think about buying before 35? You're right, it's challenging. Down payments can feel insurmountable. Interest rates can be daunting. But this is where strategy comes in. Don't be discouraged by the headlines. Many first-time buyers leverage FHA loans, which allow for down payments as low as 3.5%. Look into state and local first-time home buyer programs that offer grants or low-interest loans. Consider buying a multifamily home where you live in one unit and rent out the others. The rent from tenants helps cover your mortgage, significantly reducing your personal housing cost. This house hacking strategy is a fantastic way to get started. The key here is long-term vision. Real estate isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a slow burn, a steady climb. But the earlier you start, the more time you give that equity to compound, that mortgage to be paid down, and that asset to grow in value. Building a strong credit score is paramount here, as is saving diligently for that down payment. Even if it takes a few years to save, every dollar saved is a step closer to owning your financial future. Next up, let's talk about the stock market, but not in the way you might typically think. Forget the hype about individual meme stocks or trying to beat the market. For most young investors, the real power lies in simplicity and consistency. Investing in broad market index funds or ETFs. This is where your money starts working for you, around the clock, without your direct intervention. The biggest benefit? Compounding interest. Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world, and he wasn't wrong. Imagine you invest $100 a month starting at age 25. If you average a 7% annual return, a reasonable historical average for the stock market, by age 35, you'd have around $16,500. Not bad. But keep doing that until age 65, and that initial $100 a month adds up to over $200,000. Now, what if you consistently invest $500 a month? Starting at 25, by 65, you could be looking at over $1 million. The magic is in the time your money has to grow and earn returns on its own returns. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. The problem for many is that the stock market feels complicated, risky, or inaccessible. You might think you need a huge sum to start, or that you have to be a financial genius to pick winners. This couldn't be further from the truth. You don't need a Wall Street firm. You can open an investment account with companies like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab with very little money, sometimes just $1. Automate your contributions. Set it up so $50 or $100 automatically transfers from your checking account into an S&P 500 index fund or a total stock market ETF every payday. This removes emotion and ensures consistency. Diversification is your friend. An S&P 500 index fund, for example, gives you a small piece of the 500 largest U.S. companies. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You're investing in the overall growth of the American economy. Yes, the market will have ups and downs. That's normal. But over a long investment horizon, say 10, 20, 30 years, the market has historically trended upwards. Your goal before 35 is to get in the game, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Don't try to time the market. Instead, focus on time in the market. While the first two assets put money to work, this one puts you to work, more efficiently, more effectively, and for higher pay. Investing in your education or skill development is perhaps the most critical asset you can acquire before 35. Why? Because in today's rapidly evolving world, your ability to learn, adapt, and provide valuable skills is your ultimate job security and income accelerator. The challenge here is often thinking that education means going back to a 4-year college, incurring massive debt, or quitting your job. It doesn't have to be that. Yes, a higher degree or specialized certification can absolutely open doors and boost earning potential, with studies consistently showing a strong correlation between education level and lifetime earnings. For instance, the Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce found that workers with a bachelor's degree earn $2.8 million over their lifetime, 75% more than those with only a high school diploma. But skill development can also look like online courses. Platforms like Coursera, Udemy, edX offer thousands of courses, many for free or at a low cost, in high-demand fields like data science, digital marketing, coding, or project management. Industry certifications. Getting certified in specific software, e.g. Salesforce, Adobe, project management, PMP, or IT, CompTIA, AWS, can immediately make you more marketable and command higher salaries. Workshops and seminars. Short, intensive learning experiences can provide concentrated knowledge and networking opportunities. Reading and self-study. Dedicate time each week to devour books, articles, and research papers relevant to your industry or desired career path. Learning a new language can also fall into this category. The exploration here is about identifying the skills that are either becoming essential in your current role or are in high demand for the career path you want to be on. Ask yourself, what skills will make me indispensable? Or, what new skill could unlock a significant pay raise or a career change? The climax or key moment often comes when you land that promotion, get that higher paying job, or successfully transition into a new field, all thanks to the investment you made in yourself. This asset is foundational because it directly impacts your ability to earn the money needed to acquire all the other assets. This asset is all about taking control and building income streams that aren't solely tied to your direct hourly labor. We're talking about digital assets and business ownership, which can range from a simple side hustle to a full-blown company. In the digital age, the barrier to entry for starting something on your own has never been lower. The problem this addresses is the inherent limitation of trading time for money. There are only so many hours in a day. Business ownership or creating digital assets allows you to leverage your skills, creativity, or even just your time to generate income that can scale beyond your direct input. This fosters control over your financial destiny through entrepreneurship. So what does this look like before 35? Side hustles. This is your entry point. Think about what skills you have that others might pay for. A successful side hustle can grow into a full-time business or simply provide extra cash to accelerate your other asset acquisitions. Building an online presence. This is about creating something that provides value and attracts an audience. A blog, a YouTube channel, a podcast, or a strong social media presence in a niche can become an asset. Over time, this audience can be monetized through advertising, affiliate marketing, digital products like ebooks or online courses, or sponsored content. Your content becomes an asset that works for you 24/7. E-commerce, setting up an online store to sell physical or digital products. This could be drop shipping, print on demand, or selling handmade goods. The goal is to build a system that generates revenue. Cryptocurrencies, with caution. While highly volatile and risky, some consider strategic long-term investment in established cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum as a digital asset. The key to all these is creating something that can generate passive or semi-passive income streams. It's about building systems, content, or products that continue to earn money even when you're not actively working on them. This is how you escape the direct time-for-money exchange and create true financial leverage. This might not sound like an asset in the traditional sense, but consider this. Every dollar you don't spend on high-interest debt is a dollar you can invest, save, or use to acquire other assets. Therefore, effective debt management is one of the most powerful financial assets you can build before 35. The problem here is insidious. High-interest debt, like credit card balances or some personal loans, acts like an anchor, dragging down your financial progress. It eats away at your income, making it harder to save for a down payment, invest in stocks, or fund your education. Student loans, while often a necessary investment, can also feel overwhelming. The average student loan debt for a 4-year degree holder in the U.S. is around $28,950, according to the Education Data Initiative. And that burden can significantly impact your financial flexibility. The solution is strategic debt elimination. Focus first on high-interest debt. The debt snowball or debt avalanche methods are popular and effective. Debt. Snowball. Pay off the smallest debt first to gain psychological momentum, then roll that payment into the next smallest. Debt avalanche. Tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first, saving you the most money in interest payments over time. Beyond just paying down debt, cultivating a good credit score is a critical, often overlooked asset. Your credit score is essentially your financial report card. Regularly checking your credit report for errors, making all payments on time, and keeping your credit utilization low are fundamental practices. By taking control of your debt before 35, you're not just saving money, you're building a foundation of financial health and freedom that will enable every other wealth-building effort. Each one builds upon the others, creating a virtuous cycle of financial strength and independence. The common thread? Action. It's not about being perfect. It's about starting today, learning as you go, and staying consistent. Your future self will thank you. Ready to dive deeper and discover even more ways to accelerate your wealth journey? Click this video right here for the next steps.